Hello, welcome to this playthrough of Elden Ring, where I will be in the co-pilot seat and Branwell will be driving. This is a lore playthrough, and in every video there will be spoilers because this is intended as a vehicle for Branwyn to explain her theories on the lore of the setting. So if you'd rather develop your own theories without being influenced by other people's, or don't want to be surprised on some of the deep lore of the game, this is not a straight playthrough of just playing gameplay focused. This is a lore focused playthrough. So you might want to give this a pass if you want to avoid big spoilers. With that said, I hope you enjoy the video. And we're back.
Awesome. Welcome to the lore playthrough of Elden Ring. We had just talked about the Exiles, the Nameless King, and my very loose theory that Gwendolyn and that Guinevere and the Nameless King are the same person. Now, we will also notice as we go through Stormvale, this is one of the important things. Thorny saws possibly growing in the stonework.
Right.
Um,
And thorn magic is the punishment of sins.
Yes. And Radagon knows thorn magic.
Right.
These exiles covered and enwrapped in thorns.
Right.
There is this is a bit of a trap. See this dude up here?
Yep.
He throws stuff down at you if you linger there too long.
Got it.
I think there's a lot of things that indicate that, like, Link, like, and obviously Radagon and Marika are linked inextricably. There's I think that Radagon is possibly the one who punishes sins with the briars, and Marika is the feminine, forgiving side. Or perhaps she was back then.
There's some sort of loot down there on the floor below.
Oh, there is. We'll get that in a minute.
Okay.
So this is a little bit of a trap.
That seems to be a common thing in these games.
Oh, yeah. No, but this is even bigger. If I'm quiet here, I do kind of need to concentrate. Okay. So rusty key so we can escape and we can grab the talisman from this chest.
There was a giggle there before he attacked you. I did not expect the giggle.
Yeah. No, the dude from the start of this area shuts the door and locks it behind you, so you need the key to get out.
Got it.
And you don't want to be like trying to get out while that knight is trying to
happen to you.
sword your question. Yeah. By the way, that guy is called a banished knight. In another oh hey, a banished knight, you say, and exiles.
Mm-hmm.
And exiles who dress like
The Nameless King,
the Nameless King, and
who was exiled.
yeah, and why? Like, one of the big things that when I first did this, I was like, okay, where are these people exiled from?
Mm-hmm.
Where are these knights banished from?
Right.
Because like the lands between's not that big.
Yeah.
It's big, but it's not that big.
Right.
Like, um,
And
the
them being the lands between implies that there's other lands.
oh yes, and so yeah, like it would
Which,
make
oh, the
sense.
lands
Hmm?
between Middle Earth.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. See,
Yeah.
see. Um, yeah. Now, more stuff that we can be interested in. These banished knights, they have white hair. Um, the Nameless King had white hair. Their helms bear a dragon sigil sort of like thing.
And he
Um,
joined the dragons.
and he joined the dragons. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do this. Yeah, and he joined the dragons. He also participated in Dragon Communion, which we've seen some of the Dragon Communion temples around. Well, we've seen one of them when we were in Caelid briefly. Yeah, it's like all of these things start to stack up. And then, like at a certain point, I'm sure that Gwyn was like, I don't actually want my son to replace me. I want to be the king forever. And or my son, and then eventually my son's betrayed me to the dragons. um, we're going to emphasize the Guinevere side now.
Gee, I wonder why.
Because screw screw my son. I don't need like heirs or any of that stuff. That's for losers who die.
Skill issue.
Yeah. And then, now we have Stormvale, and Stormvale is very much not like any of the other, or many of the other castles. I hate that thing.
You mean other than having birds with swords strapped to their legs?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, like, these sort of golden, what do you even call them?
Stonework?
Crenellations?
I think those are.
Stonework?
I think it is a stonework, but there's going to be a specific name for it. Let me look up crenellations, because that sounds right.
I mean, crenellations are the like the defensive formations, like on the walls just here.
Wall around the top of a castle with regular spaces in it through which people inside can shoot. Those fit the
Yeah,
description of crenellations,
yeah,
but they're
but
really fancy versions.
they're golden and decorative, but yeah, there aren't those sorts of decorations that I've seen anywhere else in the lands between. So yeah, here's Sorcerer Rogier. He's come here.
Ah, nice to meet you. The pleasure's mine. Roger is the name. A sorcerer, as you might have guessed. I'm looking for a little something here in the castle. When I'm not hot-footing it from the troops, that is. But enough about me. What are you doing here in Stormvale Castle? This place is bristling with tarnished hunters, you know. They sacrifice our kind for grafting. Not exactly a place I'd stroll into without a purpose in mind.
I'm here to defeat Godric.
Here to challenge Godric and lay your hands upon a great rune, are you? You can see it then, I take it. the guidance of grace. Well, enjoy it while you can. I'm tarnished, like you. But unlike you, I've seen neither hide nor hair of this guidance for the longest time. Still, I won't forget how it felt when I first came here, to the lands between. I'm privy to a few magical battle arts. Would you care to learn one? As a fellow tarnished, once guided by grace, I'd love to help you out, if it please.
Yeah, so these are so you could make you can give magic affinity to one of your weapons.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that, but yeah, he's a spell sword basically.
Got it.
But an interesting thing is if I can get in here, yeah, see the blue jewels?
Yeah.
Yeah, it means he's like learned carrion sorcery, which is Liurnia.
Okay.
Liurnia's
Magic system.
yeah. Oh, yes, pretty much. It's another of those things where there's multiple different names for the same place.
Got it. So, with talks about cycles and all of that, what is the structure of time in this?
What do you mean by structure of time?
Because I have theories about how prophecy works and what is going on with time in Tolkien's Middle-earth.
Okay.
So, you know, the world is created in song at the very beginning of the book, right? Of the Silmarillion, right? Are you familiar with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I said yes.
Oh, I didn't hear it. Sorry. Anyway, now, in the course of the song being sung by the Ainur and all that, Morgoth interrupts or tries to take over the tune 3 times. And each time Eru stops and says, no, we're going back to this, and then tries to reset it. And what happens is, and then the third time, Eru just brings a stop to it and shows, this is what you've created. And some of the, isn't it all the Ainur, it's all the divine spirits, because the Ainur are only the ones that go to Arda. And then some of them are like, oh, this is really cool, we want to go help it get shaped and all that. And those are the Ainur, they're the ones that get told, yeah, but if you go there, you can't come out until it's done and destroyed, and it's come to its end. Now,
yep.
What this does is it means that the broad strokes of time are set.
Mm-hmm.
The details are not. So, like,
yeah.
The fourth age, the age of man, is going to happen.
Yep.
The exact details of how that happens are not known. So Sauron's defeat at the Lord of the Rings was not a given.
Yes.
His defeat eventually was.
Yes.
And one of my things about prophecy, because elves have foresight and Númenóreans and Dúnedain have fragments of foresight, is that elves are tied to the fate of Arda, and Númenóreans, being human, aren't really, but still have Maiar and elven blood, so have an echo of the fate of Arda they're connected to.
Yep.
So I think every once in a while they get an image of something that is a fixed point in time, to use a Doctor Who reference. And that's where foresight comes in. That's why Glorfindel knew for sure that the Witch King would be defeated by someone who wasn't a man.
Yep.
Wouldn't know the details of it, but that would happen. Now, my theory is actually that the song is not finished. It isn't that the song happened, and then everybody went into the world, and that happened. My theory is the song's ongoing
Yep.
simultaneously to people who are part of the song coming down into Arda.
Interesting.
So Morgoth is both in the world, experiencing the consequences of his messing around, and also singing it, causing those consequences. So that is my theory, that time is both simultaneously happening all at once and in a sequence.
Yeah. That is very much like what happens in these games.
Okay.
So, for example, the age of fire was unnaturally extended,
Right.
and because of that, time and space and everything started to break down.
Right.
I am not going to be able to defeat him.
What is that?
Remember the guy from the very start of the game?
Yeah.
It's another one of those.
Oh, joy. Okay.
That's a grafted scion.
Okay.
Godric makes those as well as grafting stuff on himself.
Are those the things that Rodrika was talking about?
Oh, yes. No, while you were talking about that stuff, we also saw the chrysalids, like what became of her men.
Oh, no. Okay. I'm sorry. I missed that.
No, it's all right. We'll be going back there. I didn't bring it up because you were in full flight, and I was like, I am going to. We can come back here.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I wanted to do that because you kept on talking about it, and I am going to admit I have not heard that from Tolkien fans, but that is my theory of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, the age of fire being unnaturally extended meant that I think much like your analogy of the song, you're unnaturally extending a song, so it, like, in this world, it starts going weird. Like, everything starts going weird and breaking down.
Got it.
The ages are kind of, like you said, they are kind of set. Like, the current age is going to end. It's just a matter of when and how. And who's going to take up the next age, because you need a new god for the new age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's a lot of what this game's about as well.
Yeah. And in Tolkien, I'm thinking this is explicit, but I'm not entirely sure. The more the advance of ages is delayed, the more suffering happens, because the song is ongoing. It cannot be changed. It cannot be fixed, because it is happening as this goes.
Yes. That is exactly this game. These series of games. Yeah.
And if you try to prolong things, you just prolong that flaw and that suffering.
Yes. In fact, flaw is a thing that's used as a term in this game. The linking of the first flame is called the first cardinal sin, or the very first sin. Aldir is called the scholar of the first sin because he studied everything about the linking of the first flame, like why and how Gwyn did it. And he took all of that knowledge to make his own, like, do his own occult experiments and, mess around with life itself. Like Aldir, and who eventually renames himself to Aldrich at some point. He's very much a Sauron Morgoth sort of character, like what you're describing.
Yeah, and that is interesting. Because Morgoth, Sauron, and Saruman.
Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you.
I'm sorry.
No worries, I'd say. Morgoth, Saruman, and Sauron are all kind of the same family of spirits.
Yeah.
And
yes,
Aule as well. Sauron was a student of Aule before Saruman was. Part of Saruman's why he is eager to take the mission is because he wants to prove he's better than Sauron.
Yep.
And
interesting.
He gets trapped up he wants to study the ring lore so he can surpass Sauron by, hey, I figured out your secret. And that delving into that is part of what traps him into becoming evil. At the Hobbit, he is still good, but he's already lying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, and I just realized the names Saruman and Sullivan.
Yeah, no, you were talking about he got into the occult stuff and like that. It's like, oh, well, there's Saruman.
Yeah.
This Saruman's story to a T. Saruman even made his own ring.
Yeah, no, and in Dark Souls 3, so Pontiff Sullivan takes over the City of the Gods in Dark Souls 3. And then Aldrich comes in and just blows straight through all of his stuff and goes and devours Gwyndolin. So Sullivan had locked Gwyndolin up in a tower, basically, and taken over.
Right.
And then Aldrich is just like, no, I'm here to eat Gwyndolin, and just goes straight for Gwyndolin.
Oof.
Aldrich, aka Aldir, the Scholar of the First Sin, he is also a amorphous shape-shifting being of darkness.
Oof.
That takes on multiple different forms. By the time he's eating Gwyndolin, he's this massive centipede parasite thing. In Dark Souls 2, he's just this massive amorphous head that you talk to. It's, I'm like, oh, very Sauron, very Sauron.
Yeah, by the time Lord of the Rings, Sauron's lost kind of the ability to shapeshift.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyhow, this is,
Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godric's lot. I am Nefeli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight.
Interesting.
Apologies, but I've idled long enough. As fellow Tarnished, we must each follow our own guidance. Down whatever road takes us to the throne of Elden Lord.
We're at 23 minutes, we're getting close to a new video, but I do want to say one more thing.
Yep.
This is kind of just occurred to me. I don't think it's really directly related to what we were saying, but where I was talking about crafting takes something out of you. And people like Morgoth and Sauron aren't able to recover that because they've walled the part of themselves off that recovers.
Yes.
This is why Anatar went to the ring, the elven smiths, and taught them how to make the rings.
Okay.
This is why the only ring Sauron actually makes is the One Ring, because it's the only he only trusted himself to make it.
Yep.
But he didn't want to spend his own self to make all the other rings. Because if it wasn't for that limit, he could just make the other rings himself and then distribute them
Yes.
without having to teach anybody to do it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Oh dear. Well, look, this isn't this. There is a lot more to Stormvale, and we're going to go through it.
Yep.
But we are right here, and I think I can take Godric.
Okay. So, that's probably a good time for another video.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment here.
Mm-hmm.